What is going on, guys? Welcome to your third tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be covering addition in scientific notation. Now, to be honest, whenever you're working with addition and subtraction in scientific notation, it's kind of easy. The only time it gets tricky is whenever you're working with multiplication and division. Whenever you have to multiply two of these bad boys together, it gets kind of weird whenever you have to do it on paper. So in order to understand that, we first need to understand addition and subtraction. So right here, I'm working with two positive exponents, 10 to the fourth and 10 to the fifth. In the next example, I'm going to be showing you guys -3 and -2, and lastly I'm going to be showing you guys what happens when you try to add scientific notation with a positive exponent with a -1, and it's kind of weird, so just stick with me and just follow along. So say we have two huge numbers right here, and these are really big numbers. They can symbolize, your mom's weight plus your grandma's weight, burn, or something like that. So the very first thing we need to do is convert these to, I'm just going to call them real numbers, basically numbers that we can understand. So 6.214 times 10 to the fourth is 62140. So 2.461 times 10 to the fifth is 2461 with two zeros. So now what we need to do is we need to take this number, 62,000, and add it to 246,000, plus some change. So whenever you add these two numbers together, you get 308,240.00. Now we aren't done yet. If you ever had this question on a test from, your science teacher or whatever, you need to take this final number right here and you need to convert this into scientific notation. So in order to do that, you want to move the decimal place all the way over here. So you're saying, alright, here's where I want it to be, but here's where it is right now. All you need to do is count the spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically, your final answer is this: 3. Make that a little easier to see. 0, 8, 2, 4. You can forget about all these extra zeros, times 10 to the fifth. So that's your final answer: 6.214 times 10 to the fourth plus 2.461 times 10 to the fifth equals 3.0824 times 10 to the fifth. There you go. So aside from that, we also need to learn how to add two really small numbers together. So say we have a number like 3.6 times 10 to the third plus 2.4 times 10 to the -2. And again, like I said, these are two really small numbers, like, maybe your mom's IQ score. Burn. And yeah, these corny jokes are going to be coming all day long, so just get used to them. So this number, whenever we convert to scientific notation, or excuse me, convert it to a real number, is point. Yeah, that's embarrassing. All right, 0.0036. And this bad boy over here, whenever we convert this, is 0.024. So whenever we add these numbers together, we get 0.0276. But if you put this as the final answer on your test, your teacher is going to frown upon that and probably take some points off. What you need to do is you need to convert that to scientific notation. So this is where you want the decimal point to be. So we need to move that 1, 2 spaces right there. So 2.76, let me make that a little bigger, times 10 to the -2 is going to be your final answer, because remember, if you move it 2 places, then you need to make your exponent 2 right there. So this is your final answer. That's what they expect to see on the test. So now, last but not least, say you have a really big number like this one. Yeah, I'm going to be doing that like all the time too. 9.3 times 10 to the third plus a really small number, 1.6 times 10 to the -2. Well, let me go ahead and convert these numbers first so you can see them a little bit easier. So this number right here is 9300, 9,300, plus this small number over here is 0.016. Better write that down. So whenever you add these together, again, you don't need a calculator for this. It's 9,300.0 1/6. But obviously, like I said, this, let me make that a little bit bigger. This is not nearly good enough to go as the final answer on your test. What you need to do is you need to convert this to scientific notation. So right here is where we want the decimal point to be. So we have to move it 3 places to the left. So our final answer is 9.3. How many zeros? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 6 times 10. And you remember how many places we move that to the left? 3. So that's our final answer that can go on our test. So this number right here plus this number, whenever you add them and convert them to scientific notation, is this number right here. So again, like I said, that's how you use addition in scientific notation whenever you have two positive exponents, two negative exponents, and in this case, a positive exponent and a negative exponent. So that's how you do that. And again, subtraction is really simple as well. The only way it gets really confusing whenever you're trying to do it is when you're working with multiplication and division. And we're going to eventually be covering that. And I'll show you guys a really easy way and some really easy tricks to do that. But for now, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And yes, in the next tutorial, corny jokes galore. So I'll see you then.